I am Groot, and I am here to welcome you to my comic book review for the official ending of October slash sorta beginning of, well, according to my calendar, yeah, this is the comic book review for the official ending of October 2015. Thank you for joining me. Once again, a week late. I'm still here trying to do my best. And if you're watching this, go to I'll put the link in the description as always to my Blugoblin X channel. I am currently uploading videos to that channel once again. I just got through filming a Star Wars related video, and I plan to do a couple of more videos up there. Stay tuned for those, and go subscribe, by the way. Got a stack here, one from IDW, a couple from Marvel, and the rest are all from DC. We're going to start, ironically, with my pick of the week. We're going to start with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 51 from IDW, Kevin Eastman, Tom Waltz. Oh my god. Still such phenomenal writing, still such phenomenal storytelling. We got Gehring on the artwork, and I'm already missing Matias Santiloco because his artwork just added some extra flavor to the Turtles, and but the artist they have now, I'm digging it. It's got like kind of an old school feeling to the Turtles, and it kind of looks retro the way the Turtles are drawn in here, and I really like it. But what the hell's been going on here? Now, before I get started, I'm going to warn you all. For those of you who did not read issue 50, I'm about to spoil the hell out of it. So if you didn't read the previous issue, issue 50, be warned. You will be spoiled if you stick around. Okay, here we go. At the end of issue 50, Splinter had killed the Shredder in battle and took command of the Foot Clan. However, that victory came with a big price. Michelangelo ended up quitting the team. He threw his nunchucks down and left. He says, as long as you're doing this, as long as Father's leading the Foot Clan, and if all this fighting continues to just give us nothing but more fighting, I can't be a part of this anymore. And he left. And this picks up right where that left off. You got the remaining 3 Turtles going around fighting crime, but this time alongside the Foot Clan rather than against them. And that, to me, looks a bit weird, but it adds to the drama. It adds to the storytelling, because not everybody in the Foot Clan is all for this, abruptly sudden alliance between the Foot and the Turtles. With Master Splinter now the leader of the Foot Clan, several members of the Foot have decided to desert. And minor spoiler, Bebop and Rocksteady, their loyalty to the Foot Clan, as it's put in here, died along with the Shredder. You get a pretty damn good scene between Raphael and Michelangelo after Raph finds Mikey, but Mikey still will not have anything to do with what's going on right now. And I like the wink and a nod to the original cartoon, because remember in the original cartoon when the nunchucks were taken away and Michelangelo started using a grappling hook as his main weapon? That's what he uses now. Now that he's quit the team, he doesn't have his nunchucks anymore, so now he uses a grappling hook. Kind of like that little wink and kind of thing. Some other stuff involving characters who can phase through solid objects with cloaks and everything. And it's just more stuff piling up on top of more stuff. And there was a scene with April that was really well done. But the stuff that really sells it is the intertension between the Turtles, because by the end of the issue, there's a certain someone who also doesn't agree with this sudden alliance and thinks that they might have a way to fix it. Now, I'm not going to ruin who it was or what exactly they said, but this was a really good issue. Really, really well done. Excuse me. Was this good as issue 50? Absolutely not. But I thought it did a fantastic job of following up the story, continuing the story, further developing the characters, further developing where they're going with all of this and where they've been going with this. The stuff with Michelangelo was really good. The stuff with the Turtles and the Foot was really good. This was a really solid, well masterfully done issue. Nice, very nicely done. This gets in solid 4 for me. Moving on to Marvel. Tape. Moving on to Marvel with Angela, Queen of Hell #1. By the way, I've started posting digital codes for Marvel books on my Twitter and my Tumblr pages. So if you follow me on there, odds are you may have a shot at getting a free Marvel book. If not, you need to start following me, because every week when I start getting Marvel books, be on the lookout for codes. Just saying. Unless I've already promised the codes to friends of mine. Okay? But Angela, Queen of Hell #1. Marjorie Bennett does a great job with the writing. The artwork in here was fantastic. This tells the story of how Angela became the Queen of Hell, and this also dives further into the relationship between her and Sarah. And it's confirmed in here that something is confirmed, and I think that something that I think anybody with half a functioning brain cell could have figured out by now, is that Angela and Sarah are indeed a couple. They're lovers. If not, they got a really, really odd way of showing friendship. I mean, how much more blunt can you be that they're lovers? But yeah, it's just really good stuff. It really dives into their relationship and what they're willing to do for each other. And I thought this was a really nicely done issue. And then the ending was kind of, whoa, damn. Ms. Bennett, have you been taking lessons from Peter David on how to do a good cliffhanger? Because you did a pretty decent job with this one. Not bad. A really solid read, and I really enjoyed it. Thought it was excellent. I give it a 3.5, maybe a 4. Who knows? Ending Marvel with Spider-Man 2099 #2, Peter David and Mr. Slimy. My God, I don't know how to describe it. I don't really know how to describe it. Peter David, masterful job with the writing. Just really solid stuff. Miguel is distraught. He's about to snap. He's about reached his breaking point. You know, his girlfriend Tempest, unfortunately, minor spoiler, she didn't make it. You know, and what makes it even worse is that the cliffhanger of the first issue, she was about to tell Miguel that she was pregnant with his child. And as soon as she went boom! But then Miguel does some research of his own with his own tech, and he was able to deduce and find out what it was that caused Tempest's death, and then he was able to find out who was responsible. And that's where I'm going to end it, because like always, Peter David loves to just hit us right in the chest with a bona fide solid cliffhanger that just makes you go, holy shit, I can't wait to read the next motherfucking issue. Awesome stuff. Loved it. Really good. Solid read. Gets a 4. Alright. Moving on to DC with Aquaman #45. Yeah, I realized I forgot to review Aquaman 44. So instead of doing a back issue review, all I'll just say about Aquaman 44 is that it was a good read. Nicely done. Not much else to say about it. Kind of nice little kinds of twists, and I thought it was a good read. If I had to score it now, I'd probably give it a 3.5. So now we're on to 45. Cullen Bunn and Trevor McCarthy. You know, look, Cullen Bunn had a tough act, 2 tough acts to follow. First, you had to follow Jeff Johns, and then you had to follow Jeff Parker. I mean, those 2 guys just made this character awesome, and he's got to follow that. And Cullen Bunn's no slouch either, because Bunn was able to take Venom and make him badass with Flash Thompson. And I'm one of those Venom fans who thinks that Eddie Brock and only Eddie Brock should be Venom. But man, he made Flash Thompson a fucking awesome Venom. And now he's working with Aquaman. And the stuff in here was pretty good. In terms of, if I had to compare this to the last issue, I think this is a minor step downward rather than upward. But that doesn't mean the book was bad. I thought it was decent for what it was. You know, you got Arthur still trying to come to grips with how his new trident works with his teleportation and everything. And he finds himself on what he believes is an alien planet. And I'm like, God, alien shit, God. How 90s can you get? But, all kidding aside, thought the pacing was good, thought the plot was decent, and not a bad little ending on the issue. It was good. It was alright for what it was. Barely above average, but still I thought could have been a lot better than what it actually was. That's just me. That's just me. I give it a 3. Moving on to Batgirl number 45. Man, I'm really glad I got back on board with this series when I did, because I didn't know how much I could take from Stewart and Fletcher's constant obsession with social media, but thankfully they've toned that shit down, and now when they use it, it actually adds to the story instead of just filling up pages. In here, we get, I guess, a kind of a first. We get a transgender lesbian wedding. Barbara's former roommate Alicia and her fiance Joe get married. It's a lesbian marriage. And as she's getting ready, Dick Grayson shows up. Now, I must have missed the issue where Barbara found out that Dick was still alive. So that was kind of thrown off by that. It's like, wait a minute, she knows he's still alive? She knows he's alive again? So I missed out on that. But Dick really came off like his namesake. He really came off like a dick. I mean, I facepalmed. I'm like, did he actually expect her to go goo goo gaga and fall into his arms just like that, even though she admits that she's in a relationship now with Luke Fox? I mean, really? Dick Grayson, you're a fucking douchebag in this issue. But then, by the end of the issue, he realizes, okay, now is not the right time, especially after all the shit I've done. You deserve better, and he wishes her happiness, but they still remain friends. That's all well and good, but it doesn't excuse his behavior early on in the issue, where he just... And Barbara even tells him, it's like, there was a time that she would have been happy to fall back into his arms, but he just picked the wrong time to announce his return, and she wants to move on. And you know what? Thank God she was written that way. Because I swear to God, if she was written in this issue to go back to Dick Grayson and just dump Luke Fox without ever really giving him a chance, I would have trashed this book and fucking thrown it. And then, of course, you got Alicia and Joe's marriage. Nicely done. This was a really good issue in terms of drama and good storytelling. I thought everything was done very well, despite Dick Grayson's douchey behavior early in the issue. But all in all, nicely done. I really liked it. Despite the big flaw in there, like I've already mentioned more than once, I give this issue a 3.5. Moving on to Batman 66, number 28. This was okay. You got two stories. The first story is about the Scarecrow, and the second story is about Killer Croc, and they were both kind of I honestly didn't really feel anything with this particular issue. I really didn't. And the series is ending in issue 30, and I say, you know what? I'm not going to miss it. Don't get me wrong. This series has had a lot of great issues, and it had a lot of great stories. The Poison Ivy stuff was just phenomenal. But overall, this was meant to be just for fun. It was never meant to be a series to be taken seriously. And DC knew this. But with this issue, I was just like, Came off average at best. I get to 2.5. Cyborg, number 4. Walker, Watanabe, Hannah, just everybody who worked on this. This was good. This was surprisingly good. You got Cyborg working with the Metal Men to take care of these, you know, techno-infected humans and everything. It's kind of a techno-zombie virus going around. It's just really good stuff. But I'm not completely a big fan of this storyline going where a future alternative version of somebody's coming back to warn everybody, and of course everybody's just bickering and bitching and moaning and whining about it. You know, stuff that Vic's father did in this Earth. You know, it's like, yeah, there's a big references to the multiverse and everything, and I dig that. But that stuff kind of just, the main stuff that I liked was the stuff with Cyborg and the Metal Men and how they chose to deal with this stuff. And I think with the cliffhanger at the end of the issue, I think Victor put it perfectly well. What he said, I completely agree. And that's where I'm going to leave it. Thought it was good. For what it was, I give it a 3.5. The Flash, number 45. Jesus. Professor Zoom. My God. What an asshole. And I fucking love him for it. One of the best moments in this book involved Iris. But I'm not going to ruin what she did because I thought it was awesome. Wally West has a really good moment in here. But Flash is dealing with ungrateful heroism in this issue. Where what I mean by that is that he takes a huge risk in saving all these people that are trapped in this dome of energy. And he finds a way out. He acts fast the way he usually does. And when he saves everybody, not everybody's grateful about it because still there was that big risk because his speed was triggering explosive energy in this dome. And unfortunately, as soon as he got everybody out, boom! Which, yeah, he saved everybody, but not everybody's grateful about it. And that, to me, is a plus because it adds to that tension. It's like, it adds to the tension that not all humans are accepting of metahumans, especially when they're heroes. You know, because there's always that fear that one day the heroes will all of a sudden just out of nowhere decide that they should be the law. And once that happens, what good are the humans gonna be? How much of a chance are they gonna have? You know, it's always been that one thing that's been lingering on all these superheroes, whether it's Marvel, DC, or anything. There's always that one thing that keeps humans and metahumans apart. And I really dug it. And the stuff that Eobard Thawne does in here, what a dick. But I love this character. And I loved what the cliffhanger said. The cliffhanger says, next issue at long last, Flash versus Zoom. I am so ready for that motherfucker to come out. You have no idea. This was good. A solid read and a damn good build up to the inevitable fight that we are just itching for. God damn it. This gets a 4. We're going to end this with a bang. He-Man the Eternity War number 11. This came damn close to being pick of the week because this was good. Was this as good as issue 10? Not quite, but man, this was awesome. A solid explanation as to what happened to Man-at-Arms. The stuff with Skeletor was fucking awesome. Where are they going with Skeletor? I don't know. I gotta know though. I have to. The only thing that made me go, huh, was the cliffhanger at the end of the issue. Where the fuck are they going with that? Not to mention the stuff with She-Ra. Not to mention the stuff with Teela and Evil Lyn. And oh my God, what are they do? What are they going to end up doing with Man-at-Arms? I don't know, but goddamn, I need to know. I need to fucking know what they're going to do with all these characters because they've left it up in the air to where you're thinking, oh God, they can do this, or they can do this, or they can do this, or they can do this. And that to me is awesome. It makes you want to read that next issue. They know exactly what they're doing when they're writing shit like this, and I Fucking love DC for this. Really solid issue. Hardly any complaints. Wasn't perfect. Wasn't quite up to par with the last issue, but damn it, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a phenomenal read. It gets a 4. And I just knocked my stack down. Okay. But I'm going to keep going. No, I'm not, because that's the end of the review. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Give me some feedback. Comment. What did you think about these books? As always, the links are in the description to my Blugoblin X channel, to my bro, TheMtVernonKid, his comic book review channel, of course, Deadpoolzilla and Brandon Hex. Also, as always, Arkham Asylum Studio. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Blugoblin01. Go to blugoblin.tumblr.com. Follow me on both of those places because you never know when a free Marvel comic book code is going to pop up. Also look for me on Pinterest or Facebook or stick with me here on YouTube. Whatever turns you on. That sounded wrong. I am Groot. I'll see y'all later.